back, and I'm super excited that you're going to have a few moments with Mona, the creator of After School Tech Talks. I think it's going to be super fun next week. But like I said, I am not going to. I am not going to steal the thunder and take anything away from her because she's the one that created this wonderful idea. So she's going to be popping on here and she can let you know what the event is all about. And if you have any questions in particular, feel free to write them in the comments section and we will answer them. Okay. Even if we can't answer them on the live. Now, this live is going to be less than 15 minutes. So, if for some reason you're watching the recording, no problem. You can still, you can still feel free. We welcome your questions. And like I said, we will be popping on there to make sure that we get any questions answered. So the first inaugural, I would say, event is coming up next Tuesday. That's Tuesday, May 14th. And Mona's here to tell you all about it. Hi, Mona.
Hi there. Thanks, Victoria, for having me today.
Oh, of course. Yes, I am delighted. Now we're side by side. You look great.
Thank
So
you.
you're welcome. Okay, so I was just giving people a little bit of a preview, but I said I wasn't going to steal the thunder because you were the one that created this wonderful idea. And so, without further ado, I wanted to just turn it over to you so that you could let everybody know what's going to be happening next Tuesday.
Yeah, well, I'll back up a little bit just to maybe share a little bit about Music Beats Cancer, the charity that I started, and what we're up to and why. Why is it even important that this organization exists and that people get behind it? And Victoria, you know that I'm a cancer researcher by training, right?
Yes.
And I had the wonderful experience of having a discovery in my lab as a scientist and taking the intellectual property rights and spinning out a startup, which we call a bio. I became a bio entrepreneur, from academia to a bio entrepreneur, and that was really exciting to try to commercialize the science. However, in that journey, I realized just how difficult it was to raise funds. I mean, there's enormous challenges across all things startup, but raising funds is definitely up there. As they say, cash is king. But one thing that really struck me is that the type of cash a startup needs, at least I felt in those years, was non-dilutive. We were still proving principle. It was early, pre-seed, seed stage, and we needed that passion capital just to get our ideas off the ground. And yet there were so few places where we could find this. And that's when I started Music Beats Cancer. So, and everybody comes up to me, he's like, that's amazing. Music does beat cancer. But it's like, no, that's not exactly how we work. It's not just music beating cancer. Music Beats Cancer is a platform that exclusively supports innovators who are working on a cancer fighting idea. And we set it up very similar to like a Kickstarter, but which allows people to back, or in our case, donate to a cancer fighting solution that they find compelling. So we're basically a crowd model that connects people who want to see change in the war on cancer with people who are working on cancer solutions. And that's the model. And the music part, we've partnered up with industry entities and musicians to help us raise awareness and raise funds. And what we're doing May 14th is just that. It's a live stream event, which we hope to do several of them, where we showcase one of the innovators on our platform.
Mhm.
And Victoria, when we started this whole discussion, we were trying to figure out, how do we launch our innovators and how do we get people to learn about and feel inspired by what they're doing and donate to their campaigns. And it was really, I really learned quickly that, science can be boring if people speak about it in a boring way. And that's what academics do. We are so boring. So I figured, like, we need a
I don't know if I
way,
agree with that, but yeah.
but we need a way to make science fun, and we need to make it engaging, and we need the public to fall in love with it. And otherwise, the public doesn't get excited and no one's going to care and no one's going to support this. So we came up with this idea. It's called After School Tech Talks. And the whole point is to do a Q&A with the innovators where the people asking the questions are kids. And when we came up with
That's
this
right.
idea, we thought, oh my God, kids say the darndest things. They're going to make it fun.
Right.
But what if we found kids that were from underserved areas who don't get to be in front of an academic, an innovator, a CEO scientist? I mean, that's a rare thing, right? For any kid to be in front of
Absolutely.
these, But what if we gave this special opportunity to kids that are underserved, and that love STEM, that want to know more? So we are hosting this in the Bronx, which is where we're starting. And our host is Chris Grant, who's not here with us today, but he is a school teacher turned stand-up comedian. And you guys don't want to miss this, because this will be the first time ever that a host will, you know, talk to kids and ask kids what they think, um, how they feel about these innovations. And of course, it's a bit gamified, so the kids get to vote with a thumbs up, thumbs down. And if the innovators get enough thumbs up, they win the $5,000 prize, and that prize goes to boost their campaign.
Oh,
So yeah, so don't be surprised if kids ask some of the questions that we're all thinking.
yeah, right, right. And probably a lot that we didn't even think of, right? Because they're looking
Yeah,
at it from their perspective.
yeah,
That's super, super exciting. And, I think that this is going to be especially educational and entertaining. That's what I love about this
yes,
because it will, I mean, how can you not smile and laugh, with just children around, and then hearing their voices and observing how they think. So that's super exciting. So can you let everybody know again, like I know it's on the banner, but can you let everybody know what time it is next Tuesday?
yes. So it's 3 p.m. next Tuesday, 14th, right here on LinkedIn Live. And I think we're also going to be streaming on Facebook. Um, and it's this, well, little bit also, the kids are ages between the ages 10 and 15.
Okay,
So
good.
these are
Yeah.
very special years. And I think you're 100% right. It's going to be fun and entertaining and educational for us. But my hope is that these kids feel a bit of agency and power in just, making a decision around an innovation that's kind of cool. All these innovations are cool, and it's the kids' job to help us see why these innovations are important. And you're right, we will be looking at this through the lens of a child, and how fun and inspiring is that. So I give these kids a ton of credit for being the first here, with After School Tech Talks.
Well, yes. Plus, what an honor for them that they
Yep.
can be part of this wonderful inaugural event, or the first of many. But, let's face it. There are, I don't know how many thousands of kids in STEM, right?
Yes.
And for them to be chosen, I think is just such a wonderful honor. And I hope their schools are acknowledging it. I hope the principal announces it. I don't know, like at school, just because this is a very honorable position.
Yeah. Well, let me say one thing, Victoria. There are so many communities in our country that where the STEM programs just don't have um, experiences that other areas do, and the inequity is so real and sad. And I say sad because I feel science is for everybody.
Hmm.
It is for everybody, and and I think the kids that enjoy STEM are the ones that are curious, and curiosity is not for only some sectors of society. Everybody can be curious. Everybody can find the world interesting, even with the smallest questions about the small things and the big things, whether we're talking genes or we're talking about galaxies. I think these are the kinds of things everybody can find fun and engaging. And so um, I just personally feel strongly that opportunities need to flow to everybody. And so there's something that makes me feel really good about doing these after school tech talks starting in the Bronx, but we don't want to just be there. We want to be in Chicago, in places in all kind of urban and um, even suburban, all areas where we feel STEM programs could be better and could have more.
Yeah. Oh, that's so exciting. I just feel that what you're doing, Mona, is groundbreaking. I really do, because I think that what you're doing can spread and it can definitely help. And I would think too that it will bring more students and
Yeah.
more interest into STEM, which I'm sure is what your one of your motivations, since you said that some of it, it's underserved or it's not, where they need to be. I mean, I can't say I remember hearing about STEM. Maybe they called it something else, but like 20 years ago, I don't remember hearing about STEM per se, so I don't know when it's been. Do you know when it's
I
been
don't remember when it started, but I will say there's now a big push
a big
and a
push?
big
I
push
agree.
for STEM across all communities, especially underserved, also with young girls to get them interested. Because science and technology has traditionally been more men, and not and doesn't have the diversity it deserves. But that doesn't mean that curiosity is only with one sector of society, right? It's
Right,
curiosity is everybody's, trait and everybody's gift.
right,
So
right, right.
that's my hope. And I agree with you. This is going to be exciting. This is where I'm going with this. And it's something very special about bringing together people that are working on cutting edge, innovations, ideas that we can only dream of, and then
Mhm, mhm,
giving agency to children,
mhm.
to learn about them, to help us learn about them, and to vote. Hey, thumbs up, thumbs down. This
Yeah,
sounds cool, or no,
right.
actually, I don't know what you're talking about, kind of thing. So this is going to be
Right.
a lot of fun. And frankly, there is a disconnect between what science and innovation is doing and what the public understands.
That's
We scientists and innovators are doing. And I hope that After School Tech Talks does that. It makes fun of our crazy disconnect. We shouldn't be
yes.
disconnected. We should
No,
be
no,
connected.
we shouldn't. Yeah, we shouldn't. Oh,
So
I think this is going to be so awesome on so many different levels. So, no one should want to miss this. And if you cannot be here live, then we encourage you to listen to the recording. Of course, we hope you can show up live, but if you cannot, just make sure you're listening to the recording. Now, is your organization accepting donations through this, or what's going on with that?
100%. Yes. So as I mentioned, we're a platform that allows people to donate to cancer fighting innovations. And
Mhm.
so the company that we will be showcasing, they're called Oncosome, and there will be a QR code to on live on screen to allow people to go check out their campaign and cast their dollar or 2 or 3 or whatever it might be and support the campaign. Um, and they are working on a really, really cool technology for fighting cancer. Really, it's actually for fighting what we call metastatic disease, which is
Mhm.
when cancer has spread. And inevitably, the problem with metastatic disease is that almost nobody can survive cancer once it's spread.
Right. Mhm.
It's a big problem in cancer care, and ultimately, it's like I said, it's where people succumb to cancer is when it's
Yes.
starting to move from one organ to others, and it's in your bloodstream, and yet we have no way to cure people with what we call metastatic disease. And so, any
Mhm.
ideas um, are welcome, and that's what we're looking for at Music Beats Cancer. We're looking for the ideas.
Mhm.
We hope they work, but if they don't get funded, there'll be no chance of them working.
Mhm. Right. Okay, well, that's super exciting. Okay, so we will be back here to do a few other promotional lives just to remind everybody what with this exciting event coming up. But then also, if I encouraged everyone before you popped on here, Mona, that if they have any questions or any comments, whatever, make sure they put those in the comments and we will be checking those and we will be responding to those. So we welcome, their excitement and their questions and comments as well.
Thanks so much, Victoria, and thank you
You're
everybody who's
welcome.
listening.
Yay. Okay. All right. Well,